Welcome to day 2 of our 30 days Python learning program using ChatGPT. So in day 2 we will learn about variables. Think of variables like a labeled box where you can store something, a number, some text, etc. So here is an example like name Rahul, age 27 and height 5.9. This text is variable. We can change this to anything. And age is storing an integer and height is storing a decimal, which is known as a float. So whenever we want to use them, we can just call their name. Like with the print command, if we write name, then the name will appear. Same for the age and same for the height. This is the Google Colab workspace where we can type the Python codes and run them online. So let's try it out. We will create the variables for name and age and let's see what will happen. So whenever we write a string, we have to write that in quotation marks. So now let's add age. So age equals 27. As this is not a string, so we don't have to use quotation marks. Now we will use the print command and see how this will work. We will write print bracket name, then print bracket age. Let's run it and see the results. So here you can see it has print name as Rahul and age as 27. So now we understand how variable works. So let's try it with one more example. Let's change the name to something else, maybe expert, and age, let's keep it same, and we will add one more variable of height. So let's add the height parameter here as well, print height, and let's run it. So here you can see it has changed the name to expert, and then we have also added height, and we can see the same thing here. Now let's go back into the ChatGPT and see what we have to do next. Write a program that store your name, age, height, and whether you like Python. Print them all out in sentences. Okay, let's try it out. As we will be using strings and variables in the same print command, so the key thing to remember here is we have to write the string in quotation marks and separate the variable by a comma. So I'll write in quotation mark my name is, and I'll use comma to separate a string from a variable. Now I will do the same thing for age and height. We will run this code and let's see what we will get. So here you can see we get this output. Let's change this variable and see how the result will change. So I'll change the name to something ninja and age 25 and height 5. So you can see the same variable has been changed. So now let's go back into ChatGPT and see what we have to do next. So here is a practice problem. Store x equals 10, y equals 3. Print their sum, difference and product. So x equal 10 and y equals 3. So now we will print x plus y. Print x into y. Let's run it and see what happens. So here you can see we got the result. X plus y, 10 plus 3 is 13, and x into y, 10 into 3 is 30. So now we are learning, now we are talking the codes. Let's see the next exercise. Store your city in a variable and print I live in. Let's do this. This is very easy. City. As we are writing a string, so we have to use quotation marks. Let's say London. And now I'll print this, print bracket with quotation I live in, separated by a comma, and then city. Now we will run it. I live in London. That's cool. So now we have learned variables are names that store data. Python has different data types: string, integers, float, boolean. You can reassign variables, change their values anytime. So we already know these things. This is a trick question. You can see the x here is a string, while this y is a variable. So for the first one, the x will be replaced by this string. So the output will be 10, 10. While for the second one, it will be 20. Let's see if it is correct. So we are correct. That's all for day 2. See you tomorrow. Keep coding.